children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart? Of course, won't be much of a prize if it... But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Oh, and I reckon I've got...
I'm sure you did.
Đồ tao bắn gì nó lên. Benar rahmai.
What shall I do with it?
What, that? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive.
Sound advanced.
Still, seeing as you're always suppose I can...
I'd say that was up to you.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will.
Or his will? How?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so,
I'm surprised anything.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to...
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter.
Very well.
You all right?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, I'll let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do? All right then.
A good luck charm?
Not just any.
No. One made from the There's naught lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing. I think I might make that my first port of call.
You're a good friend, Clyde.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks.
I would have done the same.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman.
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have...
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank, and as luck would...
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always... I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. But the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind?
Of course not.
Marshall.
As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to...
That's...
I'll leave for Randall. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to...
Excellent.
No.
Wow. Mana lagi?
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me.
Oh, well,
A silver chocobo feather.
oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, near some gutted hovel. Not most. Took him for a braggart.
We'll see. We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night?
What are you after? That all, is it?
Just because the heavens have gone to wreck and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone.
I'm looking for a
If that's the case, rumours. No one has seen it. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. So if any are still...
You're probably right.
Agak berisi ya. Depan tadi.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
I build a barricade so sturdy.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, hours of the Akashic jars couldn't hurt me.
Can I help?
You wouldn't happen.
But if it's fat...
Was a silver chocobo?
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't be the... A silver chocobo sighted in the hill. It's near Rhiannon's Ride. It's It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here,
Can hardly make out what blooming thing.
tracks. One left by bandits for a change.
Kita hancur bandingnya.
More tracks. And these look fresh. The chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything.
Bikin kandang kambing.
Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you.
Ngeri juga kambing dilatih.
Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they...
No trouble at all. Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool.
May have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. They'll find a new home, after all. Anyway, what matters it? And now all that's
I didn't know you could...
reckon there's a like the fact I'm as good. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with.
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give him my best.
You can give it to yourself.
Gak bagus nggak jelek sih ini.
I was just about to go in. But then I thought it might be better if you went first. What with you being the head of the family and all.
Aku jadi gua udah.
Greetings, Lord Marquis. My lord,
I am.
I do not doubt it.
Thank you, Yute.
May you return safe. May the firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
we did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a bairn's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off?
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter.
It's getting now, man.
Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother.
Oh, dia punya adik tadinya.
Imperials came the day she went into labor. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Torgal di bawah.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe Hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
Aduh, bakal screenshot lagi. Masih ngobrol kamu.
I may have had one.
you may have had 10 too many.
Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks.
I know.
Old member. Dapet yang tadi yang kan tuh dicoba satu dua masih ngomong.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
We also have a
Ya udahan sih hal kambing bro kan nonton serem. Berantem deh. Lu boh.
Here to help me pack?
Almost finished already, in fact. You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my power...
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized for... I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and loved. The hideaway.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda? You look...
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard, we need to evacuate. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone. You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
What do you want?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And...
Lubor, perhaps? You may believe his lies, my lord.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any...
There isn't. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akash. They've convinced themselves that the bloody fools. Which means the town guard can't be counted on for that I can. You only have to...
I appreciate...
Sid! Ferda!
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
Lagi si Lubor ini. Kacau.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Go.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you, ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And exist!
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how when these creatures come. Dalamil will... The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the... And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'll keep them waiting.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside? Can't leave a single one alive.
Udah ini doang dikit banget.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others fared.
Banyak darah itu.
All the Akashic we were able... Seems that might be...
Last of them.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive!
It's done. Root and...
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of... Victory is...
We blood... Lubor, after all you have done...
But we did. And we only hope that you can...
We need you, So, if you would...
You do remember...
We do. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be.
I see. But I will only accept...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalamil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together.
Of course.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalamil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by
As we failed to do.
We agree to your conditions. And...
Condition? Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Not so long ago I had resigned, and now... Here.
Apaan nih? Kasih pedang kek? I need sword.
Lubor.
Fear not, you are of course... I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than... I'll make sure there's...
I don't doubt that you will, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard work going to...
Apanya deh? Gangguan angin.
Do you see that too?
Papa?
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Is it? Oh, please.
I'm scared.
Come on. can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
Oh, langsung berantem dah.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
Easy.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
Pilih.
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are no... I'll never hear the end of... All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to, we will need an envoy. One who can court...
I'm flattered. And I have other... What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he...
Of a different kind, but...
beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
Harganya kemana?
My Lord Mark, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate...
Very good.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin.
Belum kelar sih.
Ready, go? Run like the wind. That'll do, girl. Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asked. Go on then.
Ask.
And you'd have me, the people of Lost Wing, you'll have to find someone.
I'm sorry to...
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat...
So you'll join her? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you then.
That would be very much... I hear the roads are far from safe.
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
We may be bruised, we may be battered, but we won't.
Gitu ke?
Fighting.
Udah hampir lagi.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen's watch to fill the void.
And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, so I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this...
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must
fight him. No. My purpose is to... Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. If you will extend me, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve. Which may be enough to seal the... This is all about her and her
family.
I'm sorry. Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
Your town needs you. I need you.
What does the dame have to say about all this, I wonder? So you are content to abandon... Please, if you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend...
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep...
Even when our true enemy... Fine. Thank you so much.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Anyway.
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, right, as always. We've had some reports, you see.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clark. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
Come on. reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Clive! Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came. We might be able to fend off an attack from one.
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in...
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople. Stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? I'll do what I can to be careful out there.
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running...
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. But now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore!
Oh.
You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla! Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griega.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
Mundur kambing.
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on! But she is but a common whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Sendirian. Sepi banget ini.
The men have their orders. I got them spaced out at regular intervals.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will... Should any of your...
Thank you, my lady.
I'll play my part. You still want for numbers? I only hope I can go some way to evening. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of the...
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it...
Till then,
I have served the Duke for many years, and I hope to do so for many more. But...
See that you come back safe, Clive. And we shall do everything we can to ensure the town's...
Merciful Greek.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
Bola gue chill banget di sini.
Run like the wind.
There are so many of them.
Not for long. Just begun.
Pak, shit. lagi nggak ini? Gede-gede.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive.
And you, the road to Oriflamme. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. I had thought that without a strong hand, they would drift apart. But you, not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess, but by simply being one of them.
Our purpose was ever the same. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory.
You have the right of... As did you. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque, I forgot that.
I'm sorry too. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people, how I...
Do not blame. I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence. But I believe the same could be said of us all. If only we... Will you... Thank you. Now that is... And today that...
And today, not the great day.
Madam Isabel is... I see that it is not meant...
You're right.
Forgive me for saying so, my lady. But the dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work, and that goes for you. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain.
Well, I should see if Isabel needs...
Can we get you anything?
How goes the treatment? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite a...
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, but I sense you would rather have died here. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. Master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that fed us, clothed us. Those that could be healed at least. Already too far gone.
He passed away.
Did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I had. But the generosity of this, the men and women, though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me, that I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like... Perhaps that is why I have such a... Never stop fighting, and I shan't. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts, the people, the soldiers, all united in defense. We have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support?
Always.
Dapat apa penamanya?
Uncle, the field marshal.
Of course.
Rutherford is accompanying him back. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to he asked if I might have a...
One of...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw? Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage.
Oh, don't. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little, but luckily I had some
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle, she had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old... Now, join us there at your earliest...
Of course.
Kita pernah nyelamatin orang.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the camp?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a... My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friend?
I can't stand...
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen. Our cause. There will be disagreements, yes. And if we show them the path, the fate of the world lies in my nephew's hand, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by A little ceremony. Citizens of... Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep...
I will.
Apa tuh?
Sorry, can't take you where you need to get to, but the Argo and me will be waiting when you get back.
What do you think that thing is?
And how the hell is Sid gonna deal with that?
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. All done?
Sangkut gimana tuh? Kita seri Aku nggak bisa type ke situ nih.
Clive. How may I help you today? Of course. Very good.
And how might I help the garrison today?
The garrison did away with posting guards here at the wall.
The Duke has pledged to...
No use calling Ambrosia now.
Faster!
Be safe. these things.
So, what'd it be? It last you a good while. Anything else?
Ember Kalindo mana? Oh, ini flashnya terbuka lagi.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Haven't seen any of those beastly.
Do be careful.
I will.
Ready, go?
Thanks, Gal.
Outlaw! The one who drove his highness to madness! On your knees!
He hasn't heard. He doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
live.
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
Your Grace, my lord. Cyril, you found a letter from Father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity.
But one.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better after all. And where is this one? She awaits you in the Archive. Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Now feel good, boy.
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, In fact, this were you to slay it in his stead.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Suruh nyari lagi barang kambing. Oh, dekat telat.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Eyes peeled, Joshua. That's better. There it is. For House Rosfield. Where's the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goritha will know.
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying.
Oh, that griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Kebab gitu dong.
Yes, this radiant luster light. Thank you, your father.
Lady Goritha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall... The armbands are prey. Heartstone is harder. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together.
Indeed. But this was more... It was a promise.
Thank you for remaining.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to... And so my pursuit continued. Until Lord Cyril, he informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goritha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us. I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to...
It is. And we thank you for the part you played.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received...
I suppose it would... What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix, I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, sir. Come on, Clive.
Jumpa.
Run like the wind. Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Though Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
He's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your
Iya,
footsteps.
ambil helm dulu.
We won't lay you down.
Deep banget. Deep.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Helm. Helm.